Hello, selamat datang kepada Create Esports Podcast episod yang terbaru. Hari ini kita ada satu guest yang sangat-sangat menarik. Tetapi sebelum kita mulakan kita punya podcast pada hari ini, ingin ucapkan terima kasih kepada Route 77. Ini adalah tempat di mana Harley Davidson punya showroom, ada motor, ada dia punya merchandise dekat sini. Korang boleh datang untuk check it out sendiri. Tempat ni sangat-sangat chill. Siap ada tempat makan lagi kalau korang lapar. And terima kasih juga kepada Langkawi Pier kerana bersama dengan Create Esports untuk sepanjang perjalanan kita membuat konten macam ni. Yang paling penting sekali, konten-konten kita nak bawakan kepada korang semua ni adalah konten-konten yang berilmiah untuk lebih mengetahui dunia sama ada dalam esports, gaming ataupun dekat luar, lifestyle dan sebagainya. Nama saya Cyclist dan hari ini kita ada satu guest yang sangat menarik iaitu Mr Tamim.
Hi, welcome guys, welcome to the show. So, Mr Tamim here. My name is Muhammad Tamim Farouk bin Khairul Azmi. I'm 30 years old. We are based in Cyberjaya. Okay, so I'm also a cyclist, I'm a lecturer, I'm a designer. So that's how I came to this content lah, basically through cycling. Okay, jadi kita dah cycle from outdoors up until we have our indoor content lah. Jadi it all started masa MCO. During the first MCO, masa COVID-19, during the first MCO, we couldn't cycle outdoors at that time. So none of us, no one can ever cycle outdoors. We can't even go out. So at that time, I was already like, you can say, addicted lah with cycling. So I couldn't even stop cycling even for a day. But then suddenly MCO hit everyone and we couldn't go out and do the usual routine, cycling routine that we always do. So, and at the same time, during that time, there was a new trend. If you remember, people were, I mean, most of the streamers and content creators, they were starting to stream Euro Truck Simulator. Right?
Yeah.
So everyone was like driving trucks. I was like, what? Suddenly people are interested at the first person view of someone becoming a truck driver. I thought it was quite interesting lah. So I did some research on my own regarding the truck simulator, but then I came across like the whole cost of the simulation setup though. Okay, it cost like quite a lot of money back then. So it was like 5k lah kan, 5,000, 6,000 at least. So okay, this is too much. So I wouldn't be able to invest in that much amount of money, which I don't even know whether the content is going to work for me or not yet. So I looked around. I already have a bike. I have a road bike, which I've been cycling for a while. So why not I just get myself indoor cycling trainer. So at that time I got a basic one. Just a very simple one, very cheap one. Not too cheap also lah, about 400 ringgit you can get. But 400, 500 ringgit you can get a whole setup, budget setup one. It was just a normal magnetic roller kind of indoor cycling trainer, which is what we call it lah. But most of the time people were mostly curious about it because they never seen it. The community never seen it before. But to be honest, the program that we use is actually not a game. It's called Zwift. Zwift is an actual cycling simulation, online cycling simulation. So we use that. To connect our cycling or our bicycle to the application there, where it detects our speed, our distance, right? So at least we have stats and records of how long we are doing the activity. So happens that the program has the UI UX looking like a game, 3D virtual environment. So it was interesting. So people thought it was a game. So I used that to my opportunity though. Well, afterwards, people started texting me, messaging me, asking about the setup, how they can do it. So I just basically just teach people and guide everyone for free. I got like hundreds of messages every day just asking about the setup, how much is the budget, how you download it. For me, it's a very good opportunity for the cycling community as well to expand, and people are interested into going into cycling to have a better, fitter and healthier lifestyle through cycling, especially after they've seen my kind of content. And even during my live stream, I would just talk about cycling, talk about the healthy lifestyle, how do you get your early fitness to get started. So people were interested in that. Um, and diorang okay lah, diorang tanya, so kita pun jawab. People were very friendly. Most of them are very supportive lah. So they enjoyed the content and they enjoyed the information and knowledge that they are getting through my live stream. So I thought to myself, we have something good here. People can accept that, and the general population of my community during that time for the live stream is basically I have everyone from the age of school kids up until 50 to 60 years old. So it's very wide target audience. So there was no specific target audience. So when I was streaming, live streaming games, it was only like mostly teenagers or people up to my age, 20 to 30 years old, and that was it. But with this content, I can reach a wider range of target audience. And so I was quite happy lah, that I get to reach and engage with a lot of people with varieties of background, and most of them are non-gamers as well. So it was something new, something good that I thought I wanted to continue. Up until now, I'm still doing, except it's not live online anymore. But I'm still doing the community engagement through events, get people to try. So it's something that I'm looking to do for a long run.
But kan, now that we have already masuk, we're post MCO dah lah kan,
Yeah,
so
correct.
we can go out and
Yeah,
everything lah kan. Feel free to do. Why not go back to traditional cycling instead?
Yeah,
It's easier, I think, right? Because I can imagine that if you're traditional cycling, you have you already built up community.
Correct.
It's already a type of event that
Yes.
normally people go to, so it's just easy to slot in. You don't need to try hard sangat. Oh, I need to promote, I need to gather a new following,
Yeah.
new community and all that. Why not go back to do that?
I mean, if you're talking about the cycling community themselves, of course, when MCO ended, they all went out, and viewers starting to drop as well because everyone else stopped watching, kind of reduced the numbers of viewing live streams. So I went back to outdoor, but still maintained doing indoor cycling as part of my own routine for training. I would say indoor cycling is something complementary. It's not there to replace outdoor cycling. Even some of my friends, when they cycle outdoors, people were throwing water at them.
Wait,
just
what?
Because of the heat. Yes, true. It is. So it's because of these kind of
Like you cycle and then people just throw water.
even if you are not doing anything wrong, because that's the heat lah that we get during that time.
What?
It's like you're GTA. In GTA, you're getting like 4 or 5 stars out of nowhere without doing anything.
Wow. Okay.
Seriously.
I mean, I've seen a lot of articles about like cyclists when they cycle on the road and accidents happen, and then a lot of it were fatal accidents juga, like kan. But I didn't know that it would be to that extent of like people buying boat.
Where even some of the drivers actually even ran into a cyclist on purpose. They did that. They ran into cyclists on purpose. Even the cyclists were not like
But isn't it dangerous? Like, I mean, you are endangering someone. It's the same concept as like pergi pukul orang.
Yeah.
Macam tu. But why do people resort to that extent? It's like sampai nak pukul orang.
I mean because the hate was built up on social media, through media punya ni apa semua. But then again, people are getting only the negative side of cycling, you know. I mean all because of these people who never knew the correct procedures of cycling on the road, so that caused the outrage. But if you truly love the sport, you should at least put an effort to learn and get people who understands the rules of cycling on the road. So for me, for example, we have our own cycling group. We always teach, if you're a new cyclist, we don't straight away bring you to the tarmac roads. We cycle somewhere nearby first to gauge your fitness. Right? Gauge your fitness and make sure that you are able to continue for a certain amount of duration. Right? So if you don't have a certain level of fitness, you'll be tired in the middle of the ride. Then it's going to be more dangerous for you and others as well. So you can lose consciousness, you can lose your balance, you can lose your focus. So it's not, cycling is not that you can just simply do just like that. So you
I
need to
can totally
understand,
relate to that. Kan recently we met at Don
Yes, correct.
I get a little bit of a preview.
Yes.
I mean masa kecil-kecil dulu I got like, you know, bawa basikal dekat taman, santai-santai with your dad, like family bonding session,
Correct.
like that is okay, like
Yeah.
that is like santai and all
Yes.
that. But when I tried that one, masa dekat Nozukon, then I realized that it looks easy
Yes.
until you try it with a simulator in front of you, and then your mindset is like, oh, I want to go a little bit faster, I want to have a certain
Yes,
number.
yes.
Then you really try hard skate,
True.
and then after that, it's like, alamak, I cannot feel my feet anymore, you know, that sort
And
of feeling.
how long was it? Like 5 minutes?
Yeah, I think it was just 5 minutes. Okay, then that comes me wondering like how long would you normally ride? Jangan cakap streaming lah. Streaming
Yeah,
you need to
yeah,
ride for a
yeah.
longer time, right?
Okay.
But on a regular basis, like how long would you ride?
It depends on your fitness, but for me personally, I cycle every ride would be at least 50 to 60 kilometers minimum, at least.
And that would normally take you how long?
2 hours max.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, maybe 2 hours on the
My
bike, on the road.
goodness.
Yeah, depends on the speed that you are maintaining lah. So if you are maintaining about 35 kilometer average, 5 kilometer per hour, you can get around 2 hours lah.
Okay, pegang kaki
Close to
sikit.
2 hours.
Oh, legit.
So it all comes down to stamina and your training. If you go slower, you can actually complete the whole journey lah, but in a slower pace lah, safer pace. You can do that as well.
Okay, alright. So so now we have the macam a preview of like traditional cycling and also like virtual cycling, right? But what is the perception between these two communities? I'm sure they are very different communities, right?
Yeah.
Does traditional cycling macam korang ni cycle dekat rumah je, apa barang tu?
Yeah.
You know that sort of thinking.
We do sort of get that sometimes, but like I mentioned earlier, it's not a matter of one is better than the other. So an actual cyclist, they would understand, because even pro riders, pro cyclists, they train on the trainers. They do. They train indoors.
Okay.
Yeah. As a complementary routine to their fitness before they actually go on the road. So that's what people don't know lah. Some people don't know. So if you have been in the cycling field for quite a while, you know lah. And this indoor cycling has been around for so long actually, especially in the European countries, in America. In Malaysia, it was fairly new when I brought it in lah. It was only known among cyclists.
Will you call yourself pioneer?
I mean, people do say that. I didn't.
So
call
you are
myself,
the
yes,
Bapak virtual cycling Malaysia.
One
wow.
of the early ones lah, who actually started to give this kind of content the new exposure that it should get lah. So I was quite happy that people are into it now, but we do need a lot more exposure to help promote this activity. So why people would prefer indoor cycling? Because you can basically cycle at any time, right? Day or night, rain or hot, it doesn't matter. You can do it at your own time, at your own pace, without the risk of falling, without the risk of crashing into any other road users, right? You don't have to do any of that. I mean, you don't have to go through any of that. So it's safer. And for those who prefer to do your cycling activities alone, you can do it at home, or you can even basically cycle with other online cyclists, right? Because the software, the program itself is a worldwide open world. So you get to cycle with everyone. You can cycle from people from Japan, you can cycle from people from China, from UK, from Italy, from anyone in the world, online, virtually. So you can have a chat with them while you cycle, you can invite them for a group ride. So you have different experience like that.
Yeah, I can imagine like if we talk about gaming lah, kan, like there's always this PC Master Race thing, and then when mobile gaming show up, it's like, korang main mobile game, is mobile even a game? You know, it's mobile esports thing.
Yeah.
Do they have the superiority? Like, oh, we are outdoor cycling, you guys are virtual cycling.
For newer cyclists, maybe. I mean, but for those who have done cycling for quite a while, they don't. I mean, it's acceptable lah, because during MCO itself, a lot of these same cyclists, they can't go out. So we actually collaborated with Institute Sukan Negara to conduct a race, virtual race.
Oh,
Yes, we did.
wait,
So we
what?
had like 300 racers all around Malaysia joining that race competition. So we did like a 4 series race with the prize pool of 10,000 ringgit.
Who
We
funded
did.
the prize pool?
ISN, Institute Sukan Negara.
Institute Sukan Negara
We did.
himself.
Yes.
Wow,
We did that.
I'm amazed. Okay. This brings me to wondering like,
So
like
we
how
can see the support lah. We have that because everyone can't cycle outdoors. So
yeah, but speaking about support lah, right? Like so is this a one-off event or will there be a continuous sustainable support from maybe government ke?
yeah, at that moment, yes, that was one of the solutions because people can't do events outdoors. But it sort of stopped after the MCO. So I was quite sad lah because we got off strong. We got the right amount of exposure and awareness. But then after MCO ended, it stopped. So I hope that we can have other new opportunities from the government bodies or government agencies to support this from most probably from MDEC or more from ISN, from KBS, Kementerian Belia dan Sukan, right? So I would say if given the chance to pitch this to any of them, we can do it.
Okay, so that is support from the government, right? I'm sure they have their own KPIs of like they want to promote healthiness and all that, the welfare of the community, the people and all that. So that's
Correct.
one. But if we talk about macam support from the organizations, companies, like normally they would have like, oh, our KPIs are or our we need exposure, and it's normally a marketing thing when they do this sort of thing, like kan. Virtual cycling is something that is still growing in Malaysia, so the viewership tu mungkin tak sebesar like if we talk about like Mobile Legends or PUBG Mobile. That is how it is currently. So how do you think that, you know, from your perspective, how would you kind of like pitch it to organizations, and why should they invest in virtual cycling from your perspective?
Okay, from my perspective, this is something new that people are, most of these organizations, they are looking for new contents. They're looking for new niche, new genres, sorry. So this is what we can offer in terms of content. It's a new genre, it's something new, but we need more people to do it. That's what it is. So we need more people to do it and know about it. It needs exposure, it needs awareness. So people need to be aware of the benefits that they can get. People need to know that this actually exists before we can actually put it out there. So right now, I think we are lacking exposure because right now it's almost, you can say I'm like a one-man show. There's only a couple of people who are doing it. I do have friends, Faisal Chakuchai, he's also a streamer from Sabah. So he does the same content as me as well. So he's doing that in Sabah. So now it's quite popular among Sabahan as well. So it's good that we have these small groups, but it's just not enough to bring it out there, to break the market the same way as Mobile Legends and PUBG Mobile are getting right now. Because almost all of the streamers that we have in Malaysia, locally and internationally, are all doing the same content. So therefore it moves and spreads out faster than it is. So for us, because being a one-man show, it's going to take a while. So I know I've been doing this for 3 to 4 years, you know, and still not getting enough exposure as it should. Right now, it does start to get more recognition. After we go to events, we get people to try it out. We do the community engagement, right? So we just do the setup and people try it and see some investors start to gain interest in it. But when is it going to actually be in the market? I'm not sure, but we do have a lot of potential in it. Yeah, so we need that kind of support. So I'm just going to continue going to events and do this setup and let people try it out for themselves, so they can actually experience it hands-on and feel how it is to ride a bicycle. And doing it virtually is a whole different experience as well. So I believe a lot of people can appreciate that, to have that gaming essence in cycling altogether. So cycling is one whole thing, but gaming and cycling, right? That's healthy gaming. So So it's a different concept that people can actually take in, whether you are a sports background or a non-sports background, whether you are a gamer or a non-gamer, everyone can accept it. So
I just going to put this thought out there lah kan. So the concept kind of reminds me of like you buy a exercise machine.
Yeah.
You buy a treadmill ke, you buy a dumbbell ke, and then you put it at home. And because it is at home, you will prioritize the bedroom or your bed or your katil, your tilam, as compared to working out. Right. And I personally feel this way because dulu masa kecil-kecil dulu lah kan, there's a lot of this barang jual on that time, not online lah kan, jual smart shop, those exercise machine. My parents would buy it.
Okay.
And what happens? It ends up being a clothes hanger.
True.
Yes, masa kecil-kecil, I've seen it before. It's like, mula-mula tu macam semangat lah kan, then lama-lama jadi clothes hanger. But so do you think that it's also because of like, now people have that mindset like, alah, nanti kalau aku invest on this virtual cycling, yes, it's cool, yes, I'll probably do it for the first 2 weeks after that.
Yeah. Basically, they have an in-game currency, but it's not money, it's sweat drops.
Okay, how does it work?
So basically, when you cycle, the more you cycle, the longer that you cycle, you're gonna get that sweat drops I'm not sure I think for every meter that you cycle or something. So the more you cycle, you get more and more and more. So if you can collect like 50,000 sweat drops, you get to buy a new bicycle in game. So you get to,
so it's skins.
Yes, skins, and you can get new helmets. So you can show off basically just inside the gaming world, So when you see, this guy like one of the award that you can get is you get a Tron bike. The Tron bike, the neon lights and all that. You get to cycle a Tron bike if you have achieved a certain achievement, which is you need to be able to climb hills or mountains of more than 8,000 meters of elevation. So if you have done that, you get that. So when you see people riding that around in the game, this guy have done it. I want that as well. See, those kind of rewards, in-game rewards and achievements, it actually helps you to do it more.
Man, the moment you mentioned Tron bike, I'm not that young. And the moment you mentioned Tron bike, it's like throwback. I can imagine the neon light of the Tron bike. It's like, oh my goodness. If I have never seen it before in that set, but if I were to see it, I'll probably be motivated to get it as well. It's like whatever it is, I just want to get that and flex to all my friends, my age especially.
Because you can't get that unless you have achieved certain challenges.
Wow. Okay, I'm coming to your house now. I'm gonna have my account there.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so speaking about, like, let's say someone like me, right? I obviously have nothing. Like, I don't have any of the equipment. I have no knowledge. I don't even know there was a Tron bike. So what would you say that for me as a beginner, if I want to start off, what should I do?
Okay, so there's two ways you can start off. There's the budget way and there's the recommended one. So the budget one, why I say budget, because it all comes down to how much you're willing to invest in doing this. And then the budget setup, like I mentioned earlier, it costs about 400 to 500 ringgit to get the whole setup, excluding the bike, because basically in terms of the bike, you can use almost any kind of bike. You can use a folding bike, you can use a road bike, you can use gravel bike, mountain bikes, any kind of bike basically you can use. Cheapest you can get around 1,200 to 1,500. It goes up to 5,000, 6,000, okay, depending on the brand and the model. So of course, the more expensive ones, they have more accuracy and more features to it. They can output more power. Okay, so those are some of the difference in terms of specs that you can look into. So in terms of the bicycle itself, of course, you want to ride a bike, you gotta own a bike, right? So you can loan from anyone or you can get yourself one. Okay, so it depends. If your riding style is you want to be riding in a more like racer kind of feel, right? So you get yourself a road bike. Okay? So that's the difference lah. If you have a mountain bike, you can use a mountain bike, right? You want a more upright positioning, posture, okay? More extreme kind of riding, go for mountain bikes. Okay? So that's the difference basically between, some people actually ask, why not just get a spin bike, the one that you can find in gyms, right? So the difference is basically the posture, the positioning, the experience itself. When you're riding an actual bike, an actual road bike, the posture that you get is the same as what you are riding outdoors. So a spin bike, it's not the same posture. You are riding, but most probably upright. So it's just like that, right? So the feel is not the same as you're riding outdoors. Outdoors, you don't ride like that, right? So it's more for pinpointing to the working out of your muscles and your cardio, your stamina, but not the feel of riding. So you want the actual riding feel as if you are riding on the road.
How
So
are the
that's
PC
why.
specs?
PC specs, it doesn't take much, honestly. So the minimum requirement is very low. The program is not that heavy. It can run on almost any laptops, even though it's not a gaming
Laptop.
Yeah, it can run on smartphones. It can run on tablets. They have a mobile version, so
Wait,
Yeah.
it can run on smartphone and tablet.
Yes.
How do you connect an entire bike?
Bluetooth.
Oh, you can.
Yes.
There are connectors.
Yes,
Bluetooth.
they have
Oh.
two different connectivities. They have Bluetooth and also ANT Plus. So ANT Plus is almost something like a Bluetooth as well, but it has more connectivity to it. So it allows you to connect multiple devices and sensors to at one time.
So I have my iPad. I can put in
Yeah.
front.
Yes.
Bluetooth from the bike.
Yes.
Connect to iPad.
Correct.
Have the simulator here.
Yes.
It works.
Straight away.
And I can get my neon bike,
Yes.
my drawn bike.
If you achieve, you can achieve the challenge. Yes.
That is probably the harder part as
Yeah,
compared to
it is.
like setup.
Yes, correct. Okay, so it's that easy. So basically, if you use it from a smartphone, from a tablet, you can basically bring it anywhere.
Right.
So you can do it anywhere. So that's why in terms of setting up, in the UK's, they have this event or program, that specific program where they do Zwift Academy, they call it. So they recruit virtual riders around the world. They do races, they do competitions, they do somewhat like a casting, but basically, I mean, they want to find the fit ones. Then they bring them in into their show. This one is done, it's organized by GCN. You can look it up on YouTube. So Global Cycling Network, they did the Zwift Academy. What they do is they let these 10 recruits compete among themselves and do the training with the pros. And at the end of the day, you even get, you can earn a slot to be part of the pro cycling team.
Wow.
That's
Like
what they
real
do.
cycling?
Real cycling.
Oh.
Yes.
So it connects.
Yes.
Oh.
So that's how they bridge. That's what's wonderful about this idea, which is something that we can apply that in our community as well.
It's like, I know there's like F1 or A1, I
Yes.
forgot either one driver. They start off with virtually,
Virtual, right?
and then they got so good at it,
Yes.
and then they got hired to actually drive an actual A1
Yeah.
or F1
Yeah.
thing.
Something
so it
like that,
happens
yes.
as well.
Yeah.
Then here comes my question, right? Like, when are we going to see like local representative at that stage, or do we already have it?
At the moment, not yet.
Okay, what's stopping us?
What's stopping us is definitely we need a lot of funding to do that, to set up the whole equipment and to market that as well. We need a bigger agency to help us, a bigger organization to back us
You
up.
cannot just sign up and just go yourself.
Technically, okay. If you want to join, basically the ones that they already have, basically you can. But I'm talking about if we are going to organize our own, we need
Yeah.
a lot of investors.
What was stopping virtual cyclists from the local scene
Yeah.
to do the same thing? Is it interest, or how is it? Or why don't you do it?
For me, because there are certain limitations in terms
Okay.
of financial, so that's why we require fundings, right? And also time commitments. Okay, so
Fair enough.
yeah, I'm working and I have family, so to invest that a lot of time to in order to train and get there, it requires a full commitment. So maybe not for me, but I would like to organize that for other people who are interested in doing that. So yes, there are opportunities for a lot of people. If we can get this networking and connection with our local pro cycling team, or with the Institute Sukarnegara to collaborate on this, then there's so many things that we can do.
I can really see the future. Like if you're really passionate about it and you really like continue.
You've seen
on.
how the international is being organized, right? So they have the stage and they have 5 PCs on each side. And that is exactly how they organize these kind of tournaments for virtual cycling outside of Malaysia.
Which area or region in the world
In the
is
UK,
the most popular?
Yeah, UK, they do that. Mostly European countries. Okay, so they did that. They put like 5 setups, 5 bikes with 5 smart trainers, 2 screens back to back, right? 2 wide screens so people can see what they are doing, what they are riding, hooked up to the computers. So it's a really huge scale, which something that if we have that in Malaysia, we can get more attention to it. We can get the crowds coming in.
Then I wonder right now, traditional cycling and virtual cycling, okay, let's say in our local scene, right? Is it like dia punya skill set is 100% transferable to each other? Meaning that if you can do either one, you can do the other one.
It is.
Kan?
Yes.
Then we can get like traditional cyclists to like, okay, I don't have time to travel to a certain location, but I can still join this virtually. Kan? You can also look at that, right?
Correct. Actually, we can. That's why we need to have that engagement between
even within the cyclist community.
Within the cycling community themselves as well. But we have yet to bridge that that connection yet. So I'm hoping that if we have the right networking afterwards, then we can at least propose that. So there are so many things, so many potentials that we can do for our community.
Right. Okay. So I think we are about time. Okay. So before we wrap up, so maybe allow this opportunity for you to macam share like your outlook about the future of virtual cycling and what is your advice to the community, to maybe government sector and also organizations in virtual cycling segment.
So definitely whatever that you want to do, you have to start with your own self individually, right? So I started on my own for a while, for many years, alone. But now, lucky for me, I have a lovely group of students who are also enthusiastic about cycling. Okay, so I
met your student that day. Yeah,
and you can see how they were so excited.
They were like stood up and all that.
So we even have our own merch.
What's that?
It's Nakayo. We call ourselves.
Nakayo lah.
Yes. So Nakayo sounds Japanese, but it's still a combination of Malay words.
Hendak kayo.
Yes. Yeah. Nak kayo, right? So it's an urban slang lah, basically. Right. So we brand ourselves like that. So hoping that this can be a new brand for the community, so that everybody wants to cycle. So we want everybody to nak kayo with us. Okay,
I love it so much.
Yeah. So I started alone. Now I started with a new community, and we try to bring that to a bigger audience. So that's what we want to do right now. So I start with myself, hoping that when we engage with the community, people get to try it out, feel how it is, experience on their own. So hoping that we get more support from this, and other people will be joining us on this journey as well.
I love it so much. I love it so much. And of course, for us at Crit Esports, we would like to also join you on this journey.
Hopefully.
And hence, before we wrap up the show, we will also like to present you with Crit Esports jersey.
Oh my.
Yeah, and now you're obligated to say something nice about us. Yeah. Feel free to open up and show to the camera. You said that before this you were overweight.
Yeah.
Now we just for the benefit of the show, he did not show it to us backstage. Okay, we want to keep it a surprise. So we'll put this in post production, but maybe can I have a look about how were you before this?
Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay, so previously before I started, I was around 73 to 74 kilograms. For my height, I'm not tall, right? So I'm about 165 centimeters, that's it. So for my height, it was already overweight. Okay. But I would say I lost about 15 kilograms just through cycling within the first 6 to 9 months.
6 to 9 months, exactly. 15?
Yeah.
Wow, I can see behind the scenes, Michelle went, wow. She knows what level of achievement that is. Okay, all right. Okay. Let's take a look at the photo.
All right.
We'll put it in post-production later.
So here's the first one.
Oh my!
You can see the face.
What?
How
I can see the face. I can see the body.
Yeah.
I can see
and
the arms.
It's not even muscles. It's just meat.
Okay, you guys will see it somewhere here in post-production.
Then, belly, especially. I got the the really fat belly.
Yeah, man.
Time. Yeah.
This is so different.
So I wouldn't be wearing size S at that time. Seriously, I'll be wearing a minimum of M. For a normal
Even
t-shirt.
M is like body
Yeah.
fit tight, right?
Upper body is fine, but it's gonna be fit on the lower part, so it wasn't as appealing. I mean, for a guy,
People call it PJD lah, perut jalan
Yeah.
gitu.
So
My
sadly,
goodness,
yeah.
thank you.
So I had that. Okay, I mean, yeah, you can see the face.
Oh man. Okay, you know the one
even-
rule about when you hold someone's phone is that you don't swipe left, right. You know, you let
So
them
I
do
swipe
it.
for him. Okay. So
You
even
swipe for me.
I have this blazer. It wouldn't fit. I couldn't button it up. But now I can wear it again.
Wow.
The same suit that I wore 9 years ago, I can actually wear it again. So now I'm about 63, 62. The lowest I've reached was 59 kilograms. That was at the peak of my fitness during when I was racing with the cycling team. But afterwards, I crashed in a race. So right now you can say I'm still in recovery.
Oh man, I wish we had more time to talk
Yeah,
about that. You know, it's such an
hopefully.
interesting story. Yeah.
So,
We can
yeah.
probably have part 2.
I broke my wrist, so
I can see it.
yeah. I broke my wrist, so had to undergo surgery. They insert in titanium platings there. So now I can't really ride as aggressive as I was before. It's gonna take some time, but hopefully that I can get there again.
Okay, I hope you realize that, you know, like how Uncle Roger, he has the from this, he puts the leg down when he goes like, I went from cross leg, I went to this.
Okay.
When I saw that picture, so that was amazing. But anyway, I wish we had more time, Tamim.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this. I can actually ride my bike wearing this one day.
You should,
Yeah.
you should. And of course, do drink Langkawi Pier while you do it.
Oh, man.
All right, and maybe you can ride alongside Harley Davidson's motor as well.
Hopefully.
Just saying, you know, like group ride
Yeah.
together, that'll be super cool, right? But anyway, thank you so much, Tamim. We have a lot more stories to share, I'm sure, but hopefully we'll be able to do a second episode together with you in the
definitely
future.
looking
as well.
forward to it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, I wish we had more time untuk cerita lebih tentang pengalaman Tamim. Memang ada lagi banyak cerita bila Tamim bukan cerita pasal the whole accident thing lah kan. Okay, but maybe we can do part 2
Sure.
sometime soon in the future
So much
lah
to tell
kan. But I truly appreciate your time coming here juga,
Terima kasih.
ceritakan ni. There were some eye-opening experiences, like for me, I didn't know some of the things as well that you shared, like the Tron thing and all that. That was amazing. But anyway, masa mencuburi kita lah, orang kata lah kan. But kepada anda semua yang dekat luar sana, terima kasih kerana sudi menonton juga. Kalau korang semua minat konten yang macam ni, kita akan bawakan kepada anda lebih banyak exposure berkenaan dengan sama ada dunia esports, gaming ataupun lifestyle luar daripada esports juga, seperti mana kita dengar pada hari ni, cerita-cerita community dan sebagainya. Korang pastikan subscribe kepada kita punya YouTube channel ni dan juga kongsikan pengalaman ni bersama dengan kawan-kawan korang juga. Lagi sekali, terima kasih kepada tiada bukan Route 77, di mana ini adalah tempat showroom Harley Davidson. Ada merchandise yang sangat menarik. Ini satu topi. Nanti kalau episod lain saya tukar topi, korang boleh tengok sendiri lah kan. Tapi dia punya baju dia memang sangat mantap. Kita punya Andrew tengah browsing shop sendiri sebab dia tak tahan juga. Yes, saya pun sendiri tak tahan. Motor-motor dia memang sangat mantap. Pada masa yang sama juga, Langkawi Pier juga terima kasih kerana bersama dengan kami. Episod pada hari ini sangat-sangatlah dekat dengan Langkawi Pier sebenarnya, sebab it's a exercise dan punya related punya event lah kan. So thank you so much Langkawi Pier juga kerana bersama dengan kami. Nama saya Sir Cloud dan juga Mr Tamim. Kita akan jumpa lagi pada podcast yang akan datang. Terima kasih.